All right. It is 9 p.m. right here on Channel 49 TV. I want to say a big shout out to everybody out there that's tuning in to us. If you missed the 7 o'clock show, well, we back. We kind of do a recap of what happened at 7 p.m. Am I right about that, John?
Absolutely. We're back right here at 9.
Yes, 9 o'clock. We give you the latest update on what's going on in the 9 o'clock world, just like what happened in 7 p.m. world. Well, man, we got to continue the conversation because before doing the 7 o'clock show, we was talking about the city of Fort Worth and why it's so important for us to
Mhm.
start supporting. And you was talking about the African American community should be trying to get some of that space. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. And why not? Why not generate revenue downtown in the heart of the city? Everything comes from the heart of the city and spreads out. I was trying to make the illustration that you have the TRE, and then you have the Trinity Metro train, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
all of the whole bus line, the whole bus system, and it starts from the center of town, right in the heart of town. Then you have Trinity River, you have everything around it. And right now they're trying to get casinos here in the city of Fort Worth.
Is
So
it
if
Fort Worth? Let me ask you this, John. Is it Fort Worth or Dallas? Because I thought they were
Fort
saying they
Worth,
were trying to get it in Dallas.
no, they trying to get it in Fort Worth, right here.
Oh,
And what better place than off the river? Dallas got the river too, but right here in Fort Worth, they're really trying to vote it out, but they've been trying to get it voted in to
mhm.
be kind of more of a competition to Oklahoma, because again they go
Well,
we leave.
this is where this Trinity project come in at
Absolutely.
with the putting restaurants down there, and it's going to be just like San Antonio River. If you notice, they got San Antonio Riverwalk. Well, they've been trying to get that done here in Fort Worth, but for some reason, our state representative Kate Ranger, who's a Republican, who continue to mess up the money. Her son keep messing up the money, and this is the reason that this project cannot go. Now, I did talk to Bessie Price when she was the mayor, and Bessie Price told me she did not agree with how Kate Granger was doing stuff. Now, she didn't come out and say it like that because she was the mayor at the time, but she did tell me that. But she told me this in a way like no comment. She didn't want to talk about it because for some reason Kate Ranger and Bessie Price never got along. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, wow. There's always some type of pull in power. There's always some type of disagreement within power, and there's always going to be. But some things are left undone and some things are left unsaid, and so then it just falls upon the next mayor of the city of Fort Worth, and that's who it's on now, and the leaders of the city.
We already know, John, that Matty Parker is going to get it again. It's not a genius to figure that out. That Matty Parker going to get it. Now, do we want Matty Parker to get it? No. A lot of the citizens, even white Americans, are saying we do not want Matty Parker in office because a lot of people are asking the question, what is she doing? What have she done within the 2 years that she's been mayor? Um, I can't really think of nothing. Her focus was to rename White Settlement Road, but who cares about White Settlement Road when we got hundreds of our babies, our youth who are dying in the streets, who are getting killed every single day. And so my thing is, I can care less about White Settlement Road. White Settlement Road was there before my time, before your time, John. So
Yeah.
the black community is not concerned about about White Settlement Road being changed because we don't hang out over there anyway. So that's not who we are. But we are concerned about the gun violence that continue to happen. We are concerned about bringing that new money over here. That they always say this, John. Follow the money, and you'll know where the money going. What are your thoughts on that, John? Am I correct about that?
Yeah. So and when we follow the money, and here's the thing, we don't really got no money in our communities to follow. Because of the
We don't.
gentrification. because of they selling out the land out from under us. They jacking up the prices because of the taxes that's eating our land up, that's taking the homes. The South Side, for example, it's almost rural. Where you can't even where's the black owners that owned a lot of the South Fort Worth? Where are they at? And then that's passed down to those generations of people who either locked up in jail or don't have jobs, need to be able to pay for those taxes, and then that land has been sold off and the houses have been sold off on it, and they're taking over. So I don't know where we should start.
You make a good point when you say that, and that's something that we got to continue to focus on. It's a lot of that stuff going on. And again, if Matty Parker get in office as the mayor, what changed? And let's talk about this too, John, because the chief, the Fort Worth Police Chief Neil Notes, just made a statement a couple of weeks ago saying that he's ready to go ahead on and start the Citizen Review Board, as long as him as the top chief can pick the people to be part of it. A lot of black communities outraged about that. A lot of black communities do not want it. The city council did shoot it down, but the mayor of Fort Worth said, hey, I think it's a great idea. Now, all of a sudden, she thinks it's a great idea when they do it, when the chief says it, but when the black community say it, it's not a great idea. What's really going on? And I'm gonna try to get Neil Noakes on the show, because he did tell me that let him know and he'll come on the show. So I'm gonna get him on the show to talk about that, and also to talk about what they doing about this gun violence that continue to happen here in Fort Worth. We need to talk to the chief and find out what's going on. And not only that, I want to get, because I shout out to Tracy Carter, because I can get the chief through Tracy Carter, because Tracy Carter already told me, say, anything you need, just let me know, Donny B. So we got to try to get him on the show, John. If we get the chief on the show, what would be the first thing you're going to ask him?
Well, there's a lot of questions that come to mind, but I think we supposed to ask ourselves, what are we going to do as what are we going to do as a community, as our own leaders, as our own people? And why do we continue to have to wait for somebody else's approval for something?
It's so funny. It's so funny you say that, because that Aliko talks about that all the time, that we got to stop waiting for when we have to start doing something. So I definitely agree with you 100% on that. We got to stop depending on our city leaders to do it. And if we want to get something done, we all have to come together. So you make a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so if you look at from south to downtown, since we always talk about that, if you look at from south to downtown and you look at north of downtown, where I say starting at Meacham, if you pass North 28th Street all the way to Heritage Trace, or all the way to Alliance Airport, what do you see? You see growth, you see development, and you don't hear about a whole bunch of violence. You don't hear about a whole bunch of things that you hear about when you talk about south of downtown. Or even east of downtown, over in the Woodhaven area, areas like that. So when you look at the north,
John, there's a lot of gun violence going on over there in that Woodhaven area. And then if you look at the southeast side, it's definitely a lot of gun violence going on over there. People are getting killed every single night over there. So when it comes down to the worst part of the area is not only Woodhaven, but you also got to look at this. All of this killing that's going on is happening in whose neighborhood? Our neighborhood.
That's what I'm saying.
At least been reported. The reason you don't hear about it in the white folks' neighborhood, it's going on, but they don't want you to hear about it because they want to make sure people move into those neighborhoods. So to me, it's like, we don't give a damn about the black community. They can do whatever they want. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, that's my point. If you look south of downtown, so have we fortified our own communities and neighborhoods where we have been locked and boxed into, where there's very little jobs, there's very little growth and development, very little opportunity, where we have to go to another side of town for competition. And granted, that if any of us have some type of background or some type of felony or some type of correctional control history, then we're totally obsolete and don't even have a snowball chance in hell of even competing. So we have to address issues and have to show the dominant society that we're not going to be continue to let somebody keep their foot on our necks and all these other things. And then while we're begging them for some type of a handout, who are they begging? Who are they begging on the north side? Who are they begging on the northeast side, on the northwest side? Everything that's north adjacent to downtown. I don't see a lot of those issues and those and undergrowth and underdevelopment there. I see a lot of prosperity and things that are happening. And even though there is,
and the reason you don't, and also you got to look at this, John. You make a good point when you say that, but also look at your city council. What is your city council doing? How are they bringing the revenue in? Just like, and let's be real, we're gonna keep it 100 on this show. A lot of people are still complaining about Chris Nettles. They said Chris Nettles not doing a good job. The citizens of his district are very unhappy, and I know because I talk to a lot of people every day. I talked to my cousin who's running for mayor for work, Kim. You got to come in on the show on the 24th. Y'all get ready for that. On the 24th of this month, February 24th, my cousin will be a special guest. He's running for mayor of Fort Worth, Texas. So he's running against Mayor Parker. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. But even even what he's saying, and all the other leaders, Malik said, everybody's saying that what have Chris Nettles done? And within 2 years, he claimed we was going to get a bowling alley for the kids. What a bowling alley? He claimed we was going to get this for the kids. Well, okay, so now that you've been here in 2 years, you haven't even discussed it. You haven't even talked about the plans of how this is going to work. Where we going to get the revenue in to get this bowling alley. After you became the city council, you forgot all about it. You know why? Because your focus was not being funny to Tatiana Jefferson. And there's nothing wrong with focusing on Tatiana Jefferson. But when the citizens of the southeast side had already said that they did not want you to rename Hillside Recreation Center after Tatiana Jefferson at Hillside Park. A lot of the residents that said that they felt disrespect and that you did this, that you rename it. You and the mayor decided, okay, we're going to rename it Tatiana Jefferson Carr. We were going to rename it after Tatiana Jefferson. But the community said, no, we don't want this. We want something different. Why not rename one of the substations after her? Why rename the Hillside Recreation Center after her? They said we don't want this in our community. This is too much of a reminder of what happened with a young black lady who was murdered in the southeast side of Fort Worth. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and then I think Chris Nettles put his foot in his mouth. Maybe had he been quiet like Williams, I think his name Darrell Williams, whatever his name is, the other black city council. Okay, Gerald. You said Gerald. You said Gerald. Okay, yeah. Maybe had he just been quiet like that and not so sovereign and not so wanting to see certain things that maybe was a little too far-fetched or a little too premature to put out there. Maybe had he been like him, because I don't know what he showed in his district, wherever he at. You know what, John? And you know what, John? It's funny you say that because a lot of people are saying the same thing. We all got to be on the same page. A lot of people are saying the same thing, and the citizens of his district are very unpleased with his work. They said one of the drivers who live on the southeast side said that the property value look like it's going down. He doesn't care about the property value. Grass is growing as tall as it is.
They say he haven't said anything about it within the 2 years he was there. He haven't said anything. He said all he focused on was the Tatiana Jefferson case, but he didn't focus on the real issue that's happening in the Black community. So a lot of the residents in that district said they're not pleased. And we already know that Chris Dennis is going to get it again because there's nobody competing against him. There's nobody running up against Chris Dennis. So he's going to get it again.
Well, you know, more power to him. Maybe this go around, he'll be able to do some things that he was talking about that was prematurely. But my thing is, you know, he ain't the only Black up there. We got Williams, we got him, and then we have the other lady. We have the lady up there. I can't think of her name. Yeah. Right. So, you know, it falls on all of us, but all of us are really going in so many different directions because so many different things is pulling us to keep us from this unity and from unifying, so that, you know, we can throw darts at each other, and we can continue to do that. But when we do get the race of people that we don't want to see, they're not going to do no more than what he's doing. And so I think it begins to fall upon our people to say, hey, look, hand over foot, hand over fist. You know, we're not going to continue to take the backlash. We're not going to continue to be on the back burner, and our issues aren't addressed. If we cannot come together to address our own issues and get out of other people's faces, then they need to get out of our way. Or we just need to stop talking about it altogether.
Don't go nowhere. We're going to talk to you more. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this.
Don't move me, boy. When I say hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right, live with right. Hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right, live. My team is dope and they always got my back. Front side to side, H-Town, Houston, Texas, where y'all at? What you do for Jesus Christ is what's gonna last. Jeremiah 29:11, he got plans. You got questions, just ask. That's James 1 and 5. If any man lacks wisdom, he should just ask God, who gives generously to us without finding fault. I'ma keep it in these verses, dropping gems to my people. This ain't a game, but I'm a pro. Love it, don't keep score. These demons, they try to stop me, but I stay on go. The enemy try to tempt me, but I tell him no. This season is over, trick like ho ho ho. I say hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right, live with right. Hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right,
live right. Hey. On my Hurricane Chris, hey baby, spirit bullets on deck, I'ma spray. Don't get it twisted, homeboy, 'cause I'ma pray. One part, no encore, never lust on whores. Devil flee, don't want more, might hold the lane on the contour. That's a Ford I can't afford, push a whip I can't afford. Face sharp like a sword, and got my source, praise the Lord. That's the code, act like you know. The problem solved, I've been a pro, I am the light, hit like a glow. When I say hey, you say oh, real deal, no Santa Claus. Rebuke disease in menopause. Anytime I'm in a pause, save your soul, 'cause I love is wrong.
Hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right, live with right. Hey, you say who? 'Cause in this season my team is on go. I be like, live right, that's right, live right.
We ready to go, we march to glory, we bringing the show. Tell them D's beware because I'm bringing more. When I step on the scene, they all act like whoa. When you look at my eyes, tell me what do you see? A person with anger, a person who leads, someone misuse, or a person with peace. A rapper, a pastor that's killing the scene. Golden child, also the king in the corner, I'm the champion. You looking enough to be the former. Think you're worth 50, I'll turn you to a quarter. Tell the reporter I ain't stopping the torture. I'll take the beat, man, with these, man. I got the energy that'll put the devil in his knees, man. Please, man, they don't believe me, so I gotta demonstrate. When I show them, they all gonna be like G's, man. Whoa.
When I say hey, You say who? 'Cause in this season, my team is on go. I feel be like, left, right, that's right, left, right. You say who? 'Cause in this season, my team is on go. I feel be like, left, right, that's right, left, right.
Yeah, all right, man. You like that song right there, John? That's Cold Rose.
That age. The Biz Radio out there. Cynthia out there. Yeah, I like that.
I said left, right, hey, left, man. See,
Now,
man. Shout out
Yeah.
to Cold Rose, man. Did you seen the video? Did you just now?
Yeah, I like the video. Yeah, that's why I was saying shout out to that H out there, Biz Radio, Miss Cynthia out there. Everybody know who they are. Governor Gilbert out there. Yeah,
they doing it. They doing it out there, man. They doing it. But let's get into some entertainment news, man. Cheryl Shepherd is under fire with Monique. It seems like Monique is going off on somebody again, man.
I didn't know that. Talk to us about it.
According to some of the news source, they are saying that Cheryl Shepherd opened her big mouth and made a statement of, anytime you say anything about Monique ain't gonna like it. No, whether it's good or bad. Well, if it's good, it's okay. But she made a statement and she started out saying some good things about Monique. Cheryl Shepherd did, the talk show host who took Wendy Williams' place. She started saying some good stuff with them, but then she started saying that her personality is not that good and she doesn't get along with people. She always getting herself in trouble. So Monique spoke out about it and was not pleased and was saying that all of us as Black women should be sticking together and not going against each other. The fact that you would say something like that, she said only reason she continued to fight is because she feels that Black women should be getting the same pay rate that Black men, well, I ain't gonna say Black women, but I'm gonna say women, period. It's not getting paid what they should be getting paid, and that men are still getting paid more money. And she said in the comedy world, she's not getting paid as much as she should have been getting paid. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this has always been something that's trended. I can't think of her name that did the Angels. You remember that TV show Angels?
I remember it.
Yeah, and so she was saying the same thing, that they weren't getting any good. Now this was the two women. It just was a Black woman and a white woman. And that she wasn't getting equal pay to, and she was the main person on Angel, Fallen Angel, or Angel, whatever the name of that sitcom was, show.
Well, let me ask you this, John. Do you feel that women, period, are being misled?
I mean, it just depends. They say this is a man's world. Right now, a man is really pushed back right now, and a woman is so doggone masculine right now that that I don't know if I think the equalness. They coaches now, football coaches, basketball coaches, you equal.
But John, you got to also look at this. The women have to take over because a lot of, let's be real, not me and you, but a lot of our Black men are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so, not all, I take that back, not all Black men, but 40%, and I'm not talking about white, I'm focusing on us as a Black community. And when it comes down to head of the household, who is the head of the household? 60% Black women are head of the household. Where is the Black man at? Why is the Black man not even in that child's life? Now again, we're not talking about all Black men, because you was always in your kid's life, I was always in my baby's life. So we're not talking about us, but there are so many people that didn't have the fathers in the household. And the number one excuse that people make, well, the white man, the one that stopped us. No. You got to stop blaming white people, because you have every right to be in that household. You chose not to be in that household, but you have every right to be in that household. You have every right to spend time with your kids, but you don't spend a lot of time with your kids. And this is the biggest problem. And we got to be real. We say this, but a woman can't raise a boy. Now, don't get me wrong. You got some that do, and no, I'm not gonna say that they don't do a good job. They do a good job. But
because I was woman raised,
you need that father figure. You still need a father figure in your life. You still need that male role model in your life. You still need that uncle in your life. You still need that cousin boy in your life. You still need some type of male role model in your life, and we don't see that. Let's talk about that, John.
Yeah, well, I think that's so true. Growing up myself, being woman raised, grandfather passed away rather early. I was 8, and then his nephew actually is my father. He wasn't really around because I didn't know him till I was 28. And then just having different men in my life, I kind of got a little bit of the nurture on seeing different people for a while.
And see, me, John, I can't relate to you. I can't relate to a person who had their mother, because in my household I had 2 sets of parents. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll tell a person in a minute that just because you got 2 sets of parents don't mean your life's gonna be better. It don't mean that your life's it's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be perfect. You can have 2 sets of parents and still don't mean my life was still rough. But thank God I had a good father who worked his tail off. Thank God I had a good mother. Both of my parents worked. So I was blessed to be able to have parents who work to make sure that they provide for their kids. But everybody doesn't have that. And I think this is the reason that we're seeing so many people that are struggling every day. We got to get ready to wrap. I can't believe, John, that it's almost time for us to wrap this part of the show up. But before we go, John, you got any quick shout outs?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all those down in H-Town. Miss Cynthia, she gave me a call. I want to give her a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Governor Gilbert out there in Houston. All those out there in that H. Tiffany Rochelle, she's Rachel. She got a chance to go to the Tyree Nichols funeral and sing there, so I want to give her a shout out as well. Miss Murray,
we need to interview her.
My mother. Yeah, my mother and my son Isaac and LaJohn, who's actually currently incarcerated right now, and my boy DeAndre Burrell. You know who you are. And to enlisted media as well, and Mr. Ballard out there, him and Toy Ballard. So most definitely, I want to get him shouts out.
All right, we're gonna get ready to go. We want to thank y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 and 9, right here. If you're tuned in to Donny B Community TV, you're tuned into the hottest show that's gonna keep you inspired on what's going on. See you tomorrow.